How certain are you that the novel you're writing is the right novel for you to be writing? How can you tell if you're writing the right novel? That's writing the right novel. Wait, no, that's not right. I mean, right. I should have just left that joke out. Writers work on wrong projects for a few reasons. These are projects that aren't actually a good fit for them, but they find themselves continuing on with them regardless of that fact, oftentimes without really realizing. Your motivation and your drive to write and the quality of the writing that you're producing could be completely hamstrung by you working on the wrong novel or writing in the wrong genre or using a style that doesn't actually really jive with who you are as a writer. Of all the things that can hamper your progress, this is probably one of the worst ones, and hopefully this video will help you suss out some of the reasons and determine if you are writing the right novel. That's writing the right, you know what, forget about it. You can find yourself writing the wrong novel for a few reasons. This can happen because of external pressures or expectations. It can happen because of mistaken beliefs about yourself, or because you just haven't explored this issue at all and you really don't have a lot of experience understanding what genre or style you want to be working in. The first thing that you need to take a close look at is the writing community that you're surrounding yourself with. Every writer should surround themselves with a writing community. More and more, this is an online thing, but in-person writing communities still exists, and I would encourage you to join one. Your writing community consists of all of the people or the media around you that are giving you information about writing. It is your critique partners, your writing group, any editors that you work with, the videos you watch online, the blogs you read, the writing books you read, anything that gives you information about writing. Now, oftentimes, a writing community or the community that you've surrounded yourself with will be focused on specific genres or styles of novels. And this is where things can get dangerous because if that genre or style fits with you as a writer, then that's great. That's a great community for you. But if it doesn't, and the only reason that you're writing in that genre is because everyone else around you or the videos that you're watching are telling you to write in that genre, then that's a problem. If all your friends write fantasy and your YouTube feed is full of videos talking about writing fantasy, then you might feel this weird obligation to write fantasy even though it isn't a fit for you. Take a good look at the community you've surrounded yourself with and ask yourself if that's a community that you've sought out because of an independent interest in what that community writes, or if it's just a community that you fell into. I don't think that if you find yourself in a community that isn't a good fit for you, you should abandon it and try to find a new one. But at least be aware of the influence that the community around you is having on what you're writing. And if it's pushing you in a direction that you don't want to go or you just feel obligated to go in, then that can be a sign that you need to change some things up. I would, as a bit of a side note, if you find yourself in a sort of community where people are saying you must write this one thing or every other genre except this one is crap, that might be a community that's worth leaving because I don't think any of that kind of stuff is necessarily true. Another thing related to community is surrounding yourself with variety. A lot of people feel that being part of a community that's very focused on one genre or style is the best thing, but I'm not sure that's always true. Variety is good, and exposure to different genres or writers who are writing in different genres is not something you should overlook. There's a balance between a community shaping who you are as a writer and you being a good fit for that community. If that balance is unbalanced, then you might be influenced to work on projects that aren't a good fit for you. The next thing that you should examine to see if you're working on the right novel is to examine your reasons for writing it. If you can't articulate why you've chosen to work on a specific project or write in a certain genre, then that can be a problem. I don't think there are necessarily bad reasons to write a novel so long as you're aware of why you're writing that novel. If you find that you're writing a specific novel because everybody else seems to be writing this genre or because it's got great marketing potential, then you need to make sure that you're okay with that. Another reason could be, oh, I've spent 5 years writing mystery novels and it would be silly to move on to something else because I'll lose all my progress. That's another not great reason necessarily to be working on a mystery if that's not what you're interested in. Again, I don't think any of these are inherently bad reasons. If all your friends are writing romance and you want to participate in that group by also writing romance, then that's probably fine unless writing romance is making you completely miserable. Same thing with stuff like marketability or writing in a specific genre because it has a high likelihood of selling. I don't see a problem with writing a specific novel because it has the potential to sell really well, so long as you understand that that's the reason you're doing it. Everyone has bills to pay, and if you want to pay your bills by writing a novel, then that's fine. Ultimately, what you want to do is understand what your reasons for writing this specific novel are and make peace with those reasons. If this underlying motivation or these reasons don't sit well with you, then that's a sign that you're engaged with the wrong project. And the last thing that we'll talk about today to determine if you're writing the right novel is to ask how writing that novel makes you feel. This arguably underlies the other points that I've talked about, but I think it's something that should be considered. You are going to remember the plot of your novel, you're going to remember the characters, but how you felt writing that novel is going to have a much more profound impact on you. You're going to remember how writing that novel felt way more than you're going to remember the genre or the plot or the characters around that novel. At the end of the day, you're writing a novel to make you and other people feel things. And if working on a specific novel is not making you feel the way you want to feel, then that can be a sign that you're working on the wrong one. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about the emotions of things, and in the modern age, we like to dismiss emotion and motivation and talk about the grind and habits and all of that kind of stuff. But you're writing to make you and other people feel things. That's ultimately what this whole endeavor of fiction writing is about. It's about making people feel things. It is about the emotion. And if the process isn't bringing out that emotion, then that can be a sign that you're engaged with the wrong project. Speaking of engaging with the wrong things, I did not engage in writing a conclusion to this video. Maybe I felt that writing a conclusion was the wrong writing project for me. I don't know. So anyway, if you have discovered that you were working for some amount of time on the wrong project and you switched to something that's better, I'd love to hear about that in the comments down below. If you want to see more stuff like this, you can check out all my other writing advice related videos and subscribe to my channel. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.